In this video, you get a quick tour of Corticon and how it can automate the digital decisions that define and drive how the business operates. Take the case of an online retailer. The retailer may have rules for determining how to price an order, including rebates or discounts. When you start a rules project, one of the first things you do is identify the rules data. Our online retailer will have customer and order entities with attributes like total and membership type. In Corticon, you represent the data model for your application in a Corticon vocabulary. A vocabulary allows you to define the entities, attributes, data types, constraints, and relationships for the data that will be used by your rules. Here's the vocabulary for our online retailer example. The customer entity represents a customer, and it has attributes like name and address. The order entity represents a customer's order and has attributes like total amount, order date, and discount. The item entity represents an item in the order and has attributes such as name and unit price. Relationships between business terms are represented through associations in the vocabulary. For example, the customer entity has a one-to-many association with the order entity, and the order entity has a one-to-many association with the item entity. With your vocabulary defined, you can now begin to define rules. In Corticon, rules are captured within a rules sheet. A Corticon rules sheet enables you to easily define the conditions and actions that represent your business rules. Here's a rule sheet for our online retailer. As you can see, the rule sheet user interface is similar to a spreadsheet. You can think of a rule as an if-then statement with conditions. If all the conditions are satisfied, then the actions are performed. You use terms from the vocabulary when you model rules. Our online retailer has 4 rules that determine its discount percentage for an order based on the customer's membership type and the order total. An order total of less than 50 has a 0 discount, and an order total equal to or greater than 50 has a 10% discount for gold members, and so on. Corticon Studio provides several analytical utilities that you can use to check for logical conflicts, completeness, unintended loops, and hidden dependencies. After your rules are defined, you can test them before deployment using a Corticon rule test. You can define input for a range of test scenarios. You can then compare the output of the rule test with the expected results. If your rule model is complex, then you can break it into multiple rule sheets and easily link them together in a rule flow. This linking enables you to modularize your rule logic, making your rules easier to maintain. Like rule sheets, you can check a rule flow for conflicts and completeness and test it using a rule test. After your rules are tested, they're ready to make available to other applications. Corticon gives you flexibility in how you deploy your rules. If you're using Corticon Studio, then you can deploy to Corticon Server as a decision service. For the fastest response, you can deploy a decision service in process by calling it within a Java or .NET application, or you can deploy a decision service as a web service and call it using SOAP or REST. If you're using a Corticon.js Studio, you can package your rules and deploy those rules anywhere you deploy JavaScript. This concludes our look at rule modeling. To learn more about Corticon, visit the Corticon Information Hub. Thanks for watching.